All right, good morning. Thank you for joining us on the Friday edition of TVC Breakfast. I'm Veronica Danik Boy, and as usual, I'm not here alone. I have Ibrahim Shita. Ibrahim,
good morning to you. Thank God it's Friday. But then there is this Swahili language, Weekendi Yakazi, meaning that it's going to be working weekend.
Okay.
There is no, for those who will be working. Right. Don't tell me you'll not be working this weekend. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. As a broadcast journalist, you're always on air, even if you're home.
Thank you for reminding me that I do not have a weekend.
So, Veronica, Weekendi Yakazi.
Anyway, we have an array of issues to look at this morning, from the coup in Gabon to the matter of the Ministry of Health, what the plans are with the aspect of delivering on healthcare, as well as the creative economy. And then we will look at the array of issues on the front pages of the papers this morning. But first, let's go to Gabon. While world leaders are contemplating on the next line of action to restore stability in Gabon, a trending video on social media is keeping Gabon on the top burner. The video, believed to have been shot in Gabon at the residence of President Ali Bongo's son's chief of staff, has got people talking. After the coup, revolutionaries reportedly uncovered suitcases and bags full of various banknotes at Yann Ngulu's house, the chief of staff to Nourredine Bongo, the eldest son of the post-President Bongo. The bags were filled with bundles of CFA francs, dollars, and euros. Dents demand a temporary bridge ahead of... all right, those are some of the videos, or some of the monies found in the video there. Ibrahim, I wonder what you made of that video. When I saw the boxes full of notes, I wondered how one person could stash up so much, and how he was able to sleep at night with that kind of monies in his custody. And then it just goes to show that this matter of corruption, this matter of I want it all for myself and my generations to come, is really deep in the fabrics of our society. Not just looking at Nigeria now, but when you look at the African continent, it seems that this thread runs across.
Yes, African leaders and African society and corruption, you know, they seem to be always go hand in hand. But it's very funny. When I saw that video too, I felt, oh, could this have been recent? Some were claiming that it's not a recent video. Others, a lot of newspapers reported it as very, very recent. So that amount of money to be found in the chief of staff to the deposed President Ali Bongo, that's I think the son is Nourredine Bongo, is really, really worrisome. In a country, fine, Gabon is an oil-rich nation, you know, small nation, more than let's say 2.2 million population, but then I think 50% of them are below 20 or thereabouts, but very large expanse of land. 80% is, you know, covered by forest. But the people are not enjoying the dividends of democracy, you know, that was claimed to have been, you know, put in place. Just more than half of them live below $2 per day. So if we now have people who are supposed to ensure that people reap the dividends of, you know, good governance, and they are wallowing in poverty while the leaders are enriching themselves, it makes it very difficult for one to even blame the coupists themselves. That, okay, if you claim to have come to restore peace and stability to the country, it is not through military incursion. But what we won't say, with all of this corruption, with all of these things there, so it's like it's mixed feelings for me. Some are on the streets in Gabon, you know, showing solidarity to the military, to the coupists. But then even the coupists themselves, the person that is heading the transitional transitional council or government is also said to be one of the elites, a relative of
Bongo.
the deposed leader himself. So we really can't say it's a catch-22 for the coup going on in Africa, especially for people in Gabon, and all of these amounts of money found in the Sun Zone is really worrisome, really.
Yes, the people do not know any other government aside, or any leader aside the family of the Bongos.
Yeah,
these are the people that have held, power over half a century in the country. And so they have known these people as their leaders, and then they have seen how these persons have enriched themselves according to the reports we are getting, and how the fact that the people, like you mentioned, have not seemingly benefited from all of the resourcefulness that is found in the country, but or the resources rather found in the country. And it's mind-boggling how this was able to, how the Sun's aid was able to carry out such a corrupt act without being traced, because he couldn't have done this without anybody's support or connivance, without anybody enabling him. So every other person involved, not just him, should be brought to book.
For instance, their central bank should also,
How did he get such a huge amount of money?
Euro, dollar, France, and their own, currency, franc.
So how did he get such monies? That's a big question. And because there were accusations of forging the signature of the president, and even his son, that's Ali Bongo's son, has been accused of treason. And it's quite a worrisome trend, or it's quite a worrisome development with regards to his son and his aide as it is. How they are going to try them is something I will be looking forward to, bringing them to book. But then those that are carrying out all of this activity is trying to prove to the people that
the reason why
this is what we are saying. Yeah. Now, are they going to ensure that the people benefit from these monies that they have showed the people? Are they going to channel it back into the society so that the people benefit from it? Are their hands also clean because they have come to equity now, saying they have clean hands? But at the end of the day, is that what it's going to be? You mentioned earlier that the leader of the transition government has been fingered with regards to matters of corruption, and he claimed it's a personal affair and that he shouldn't be questioned. If we cannot ask you questions, if we cannot hold you to account as a leader, so what is the difference you are bringing to the table for the people? Right. If you say that you are trying to address the wrongs that the previous government has made, these are the issues.
AU has actually sanctioned them, and all the international community, the international countries are also, speaking against the military coup, because coup is now holding sway in Africa. About it, with Gabon makes it the eighth coup that has been staged in Africa, and it's something that is very, very worrisome, because if all of these things are happening and we are getting to see these revelations, even you that are speaking against the scoopist, you find it very difficult to say some things at a point in time.
But the truth is, what has the military incursion done? How much progress has it brought to the table? How much change has it brought? We have all agreed that, yes, there are corrupt practices, there are leaders who are corrupt, but if you say you're changing governance, you are trying to bring some level of intervention in a process, how has that changed anything? When we look at it across the board, countries who have gone through coup, even in Nigeria, did that change? How much progress did that bring? How did that move us forward? We did not see anything. It rather took us backward. Yes, we are trying to see a change in leadership, a change in attitude towards leadership. We said democracy is about the people. People are looking forward to good governance. What they're asking for is not much. So as much as we are looking for that, we shouldn't be embracing what we know will not move us forward. Will take us back,
because the more things change, the more it stays the same. At the end, in the end of it all, is the people that will still tend to suffer, from these sanctions they're getting from, these international communities, AU, all of these countries speaking against them. France, I'm not sure exactly how they are going to wriggle out of this old mess. because the camaraderie between the deposed president and France itself. I understand that certain amount of money is always been remitted yearly to France. So it means that the corruption that the deposed president has been benefiting from. So how much more would you say has been going to France itself, which used to be the former boss?
Who can call France to
it's the international community, but it's, you know, we know that in all of these things, it's still much, you know, a scramble for Africa. China is looking to come in. Russia is looking to come in. France is trying to hold, you know, maintain its stranglehold. Even with what is going on in Niger, saying that they've given the French ambassador 48 hours from Friday to leave the country. So whether they're going to evict him with force or not, we don't know.
France
so
the
anti-French sentiment growing across their former colonies is we really don't know what it's going to turn out to be. But in all, we want a stable continent, a stable, you know, African Union, a stable countries within the African society. So whatever it is that we're going to do, we should act fast. Just like the President Bola Tinubu has said that, you know, diplomacy will still be on the table. We'll exhaust all form of diplomacy here for Niger. But, you know, this thing is rattling the leaders themselves. We see what they are already doing. When we get to the newspaper review, we'll see what they're already doing in order to forestall other countries that coup haven't happened. They are looking to forestall, you know, the eventualities where we have staging of coup against the incumbents. So Gabon is a sorry state, but the people are the center,
the ones bearing the brunt
in the whole of it. So all these sanctions, when they are coming in, they will still be the ones to bear the brunt, you know, in the end. But then let's see how it pans out. But, you know, speedy resolutions have to be, you know, brought to bear.
Absolutely, and that is what I think the AU has stepped in to do, because AU has been accused of not being able to, you know, stamp its foot on the ground and assert itself as a union that is able to hold these countries to account. But it is beginning to do something now that some persons are waiting to see the direction of things, how things go at the end of the day.
So we are making noise. Make noise, Veronica. You're making noise. My son, my wife, I don't know where they are. So please go to the street, make noise. That has been done to music.
Right. I won't say anything.